We're back, and this time we're talking toddler tantrums and getting old.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of stories sent in from parents. We've got parents in the news with some Bluey stories and other stories, and we've got a fun celebrity quiz at the end. This girl is 6 and it's cut in half. I'm so mortified. You can sleep through a baby screaming.
Do I get points for this?
No.
I'm actually doing really well.
Well, I know last week I had like 3 questions out there and I was coming into this week being like, let's talk gender reveals, but the stories and debates are still happening thick and fast on Facebook. So I feel like if we do that this week, I'm jumping the gun.
That's fine. We can do that next week.
So come back next week. Make sure you are sending in, especially if you had a gender reveal party and it was nice and it was fun. Can you please send us that story? Because at the moment,
it's all anti.
Very, very anti on Facebook, are very skewed to one end of the debate, which is fine. People hate them. I get that. But there are people who like them. So make sure you send in your stories. If you've had a wholesome one, give that side of the debate a little bit of support. Otherwise, it's going to be a very one-sided episode. Also, still want the funny fails and the wild videos because that's where the real entertainment is. Yays and nays. I'm not even going to touch this week. I had another solo week. Sam did another week away for work. Although I don't think you have any other trips booked in this year.
Not yet.
At this point, so that makes me feel better. But yeah, 7 nights on my own with the 3 kids, 6 and under. It was great. I'm actually very grateful for family support. Anyway, that's not going to touch my yay and nays. So my yay is our babies are growing up, and normally that's not a yay, but I've actually really embraced this season of my baby girl to toddler girl to now she's like turning into a girl, like getting really excited with having the stories, explaining things, going to the shops together, doing fun things together. Her bottom teeth are wobbly and she's about to like lose her first teeth and we're going to get to do the tooth fairy. So I'm having this yay. My yay is yay. This is an exciting.
I realised how much I hate teeth.
I'll be dealing with
like,
the teeth.
I have loose teeth. I'm like, bleh.
She wanted you to wobble
What
them
do
and
I do?
everything.
Do I keep them?
How did you do that?
Anyway. Yes, it is.
So that's my yay, is I'm really enjoying that. My nay is, again, she's had another growth spurt. It's been a whole thing. I had to go buy her new shoes. And then her clothes size has gone up again. And she's now in the next bracket up. So I no longer shop for her in
the little
girls section. She's in the
in
the girls section. Size usually 8 to whatever.
Doesn't matter what size it is. It's just a big girl section.
I didn't want to say big girl section because there is another big girl section at the shops. But
you don't judge.
But every second thing I pick up is cut in half. Every jumper was cropped. I was trying to find her a full length jumper. This girl is 6 and it's cut in half. I'm so mortified.
Better be half price.
No, they're probably more expensive. And then the shorts again, cut in half. No more like long shorts. They're like little short. I'm like walking around trying to pull them down, being like, what's going to actually work for us?
You can see the arse cheeks and it's not okay.
No, I'm not dressing my 6-year-old in that. I know she is a little bit taller than the average. She's not huge.
And then you have...
I'm all for women's empowerment. I'm all for like be free and whatever. When you're an adult, when you are a 6-year-old child, this is just sexualizing children, and this just got really heavy. So sorry about that, everyone. That's really off-brand for us.
So
we promise there's lots of laughs and stuff coming. But anyway, that's one of my nays.
Cool. My thing, I'm going to start. Mine's almost a double nay, a little bit.
Oh, rude. Off the back of my real heavy nay.
Yeah, mine's a double nay. So first one is...
I hope you got a dad joke.
Going away for 7 days. I feel like in the stage of life we're in, at least for the 1-year-old, you go away 7 days, he grows up, he come back and he's a completely different kid.
He's learning lots of words. What words did you miss?
Oh, all of them? He's like having little conversations now. And just mimics words now. So, The other nay, yay, nay. So traveling. Like, I love to travel.
I know. I feel like everyone on this podcast knows you've done it to me so many times.
Beck would love to travel. And I would love to take the kids on a holiday. And I was looking at it on different options, and we'd be looking at different options. But my nay is how expensive it is to travel with kids.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a reason a lot of families camp.
yeah. Like, actually, like we were looking at flights to somewhere, and it was going to cost us like a car just for flights. I was like, no. So
We did.
time to get creative.
Yeah, we did the dream. What did we do? New
York, America.
Yeah, we were like, stuff it. We can't afford anything. Why don't we just see what the dream trip would be? I think we made it to like $50
And then
before
went,
we were
nah,
like, okay,
tap
this
out.
is a bit silly. We should stop. We should stop doing that.
So stupid. Anyway,
Unless you want to sponsor us. We are for sale. No, I'm just kidding.
sell your soul to Disneyland.
All right. We have a couple of stories this week. So you can start. I didn't call them confessions. I'm not doing it as a confessional because
They're not confessions.
they're not really confessions. They're just funny stories people sent me. So I was like, cool. We can have a laugh.
All right, first one. My 5-year-old granddaughter came home from school. Granddad, we had a religion lesson today. We learnt all about Jesus McCreasy. I said, maybe his name was Jesus Christ? She replies, no, Granddad. His name was Jesus McCreasy. I stand corrected.
I mean, she didn't specify what religion. So, I mean, there's
Could be.
every chance there's a religion out there that
An offshoot
believes
with
in.
Jesus McCreasy.
Also sounds like a fun hip hop name or something.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
She just got confused.
All right. I had a mum send in. I taught my daughter to say help me so she wouldn't freak out so much every time she needed help with something. And I get that. We've got a kid that can't communicate properly and has a meltdown every time he needs help with something. That was a big mistake. Now when she throws a tantrum in a store or I'm changing her diaper in the change rooms, she screams, help me.
Well, it's still better than just a tantrum. At least she's communicating.
Not really.
The amount of times
That's
I'm
not
like,
helpful.
the amount of times I'm like, use your words. Well, then I'm not helping you.
But in a shopping centre where it looks like you're potentially kidnapping a child and they're screaming, help me.
Nah,
I don't think
you're overthinking it.
All right. I daily at the moment am getting at least 10, if not more, stories a day sent in for reasons my child cried. And I mean, they make me feel so good as a parent. So this one might be more of a regular recurring one because, again, I've only picked a couple and they just keep coming thick and fast. So keep sending them in because we're having a good laugh.
All right. My 2-year-old had a screaming meltdown last night because he couldn't lick his own elbow.
Poor kid. All right, someone else sent in, my boy cried because I wouldn't get the guinea pig from the yard to eat dinner with us. We don't even have a guinea pig and they don't live in the wild here.
Maybe that's an imaginary friend like old mate glass stories.
Last week.
My 2-year-old absolutely lost it because I wouldn't let her put her socks in the microwave.
I mean,
If you want warm socks.
I was about to say, if it was cold.
I mean, drier, but
Yeah, logic checks out. But yeah, I get it. You can't let your kids put their socks in the microwave. My 2-year-old had a tantrum because I opened her packet of chips wrong.
I get it.
Jeez, Mum, can't you do that properly?
Yeah, my son cried when he found out I'm older than him. He wanted to be first.
I actually had the 6-year-old this week have the conversation and have to come to the logical realization she wanted me and her to be sisters. She's like, Mummy, why can't we be sisters? And I just had to explain to her that if she wants me to be her mummy, I also can't be her sister. And if I were your sister, you wouldn't exist.
Yeah, fair.
When my son was 3, he chose a sweet potato from the shops for dinner. Halfway through dinner, he jumped up and ran off. He came back in hysterics because he couldn't find his friend, the sweet potato that he was eating.
I'm so confused.
He picked the sweet potato as his friend.
And then they
Mum
ate it
just
for dinner.
thought it was for dinner and ate it.
And they cooked it and ate it.
They cooked it.
And then he was looking for a sweet potato friend. My 4-year-old had a meltdown because I wouldn't let her just play in the rain for a minute. There wasn't even clouds in the sky. I got nothing.
You just got frustrated for the parent. You were like,
There's
rage
no
for a minute.
Freaking clouds in the sky. How's it going to rain? Anyway.
Oh, my favorite thing is when our kids pull out tantrums like these on you, because you have you have a lot of compassion and empathy. Like if they're crying because they're hurt or like they're really sad about something, like they've lost something, like there's a logical reason behind it. But when it doesn't make sense, you're like,
I lose the plot. Just
internally,
I'm done.
it's so much fun to watch because you like implode. I can see it happening in your eyes. Usually it's followed by go give mummy a cuddle.
I just,
Mummy will care.
I just have to shut my eyes and just take a breath and try and just forget about the world. Anyway. All right.
All right. Well, of course, there's parents in the news. Can't let an episode go by without that. So it has been over a year since the Bluey special, The Sign, was released. And to celebrate, Bluey has released Frisky and Uncle Rad's wedding book on their official website blog. It's signed to our favourite babysitters from Bandit and Chili Healer, Mum and Dad, and has cute signature drawings from Bluey, Bingo, Muffin and Socks. So for parents, on that website, there's also a huge range of free printable colouring sheets, crafts, activity things.
Yeah, their blog's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We just, as a millennial, I don't own a printer though.
Yeah. Hashtag office works.
Or the grandparents. I
it's so
send
expensive.
your mum everything for printing. I'm like, hello, can you print me again?
I'm sure we have a printer
I think they gave us one and I didn't.
somewhere in here.
Yeah. It never lasted. I don't know what to do with them.
Once we just don't have an office at home and we don't need one here. So maybe, anyway.
Maybe twice a year I need to print something. So that's,
Yeah.
I send it.
And then the ink dry. And anyway, yeah, too much effort. Ink is expensive.
But if you're a parent with a printer, jump on the Bluey website. You'll get heaps of stuff, especially if you're a Bluey parent.
We missed a hilarious story from Elon Musk in the fallout of his breakup with President Donald Trump. In May, during a press conference, he was asked what the bruise was on his eye. He said he was horsing around with a little X and said, "Go ahead and punch me in the face." Turns out even a 5-year-old punching you in the face actually does hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of people on Team X right now too.
What, just punching him in the face? Out of all of them, though, he's probably come out on top
Yeah, true.
in the full
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, well, we're not taking sides in the breakup because we don't know enough. I always say that when people talk about American politics. I'm like, we're on the other side of the world. We don't know
I
enough.
just don't trust the media to actually give you what's actually happening. So, because they pick a side.
And we pick
next
side
one.
funny. So here is one more story, which is kind of parenting related, kind of not. But this is my segment, so I get to pick. A cargo ship ran aground last month in Norway, crashing into a man's front garden.
I saw that.
The headline reads, "Seriously deep sleeper not woken up by ship crashing in his garden." The man had been asleep when the 135-metre container ship crashed right next to his house, narrowly missing it. He was only woken when a neighbour came to check he was okay. He didn't answer at first because he said, "It rang at a time when I don't really like opening the door, but it was a very insistent ring, so I finally went to answer it." He's since had to clarify that there was no drugs or alcohol in his system. He was just asleep. And I believe it because I have seen how men can sleep, and you can sleep through a baby screaming its head off in the middle of the night, sleeping soundly. So that's just a dad.
He probably
It's just a
heard.
dad.
He probably heard the noise. Like, you know, you kind of wake up, you hear a noise, and you kind of wake up and you go, okay. And go back to sleep. Because you know when you get I heard a noise. I can't hear it anymore.
Sam would have put a picture up for whoever's watching, but for those listening, like it was almost touching his house. Like
Yes,
it was
it's
a
very close.
full container ship, like enormous, literally got to be a meter away from his house.
It's pretty cool.
That is sleep skills.
Such a Norwegian too.
If he's not a dad, he's got the skills for it. So, all right, I've got a fun segment. It's been a while since I've done like a random fun segment for you. So don't look at what else is on.
I can't. I've shut it.
Yeah, okay, on my notes. So I've got, it might start as a little quiz and then turn into me being like, oh my gosh. So part of being a parent, watching the kids grow up, being excited about our daughter growing up, part of that I don't enjoy is that we are growing up and we are getting older. And there's few times and moments where it really feels like.
I know. I was at the AFL at the MCG on Saturday and like watching the players play, and there was a 33-year-old there, and they were calling him on the older end of the career. But looking at him, I was like, no, he was 32. That's right.
Yeah.
I looked at him and was like, man, he looks old. And then his thing came up after he scored a goal. He was 32. And I was like,
He's younger than
oh, he's younger than me. Now I feel old.
I know. I see like people in their early 20s and like for some reason my head goes, oh, you're only a tiny bit older than them. And then I see stuff that they do and like TikToks and things and I'm like, wow, no, I'm really, really older than them.
Or even me Googling this morning, like Adam Brody from the OC.
Yeah.
Watching him in the new TV series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I was like, he still looks great for his age. I know he's older, but he's born in 79. He's 45.
Well,
46. And I'm like, he looks fantastic for 46, but he's still the young kid from the OC in my head.
well, get ready for it. So what inspired me was I saw, I've been watching with the kids when they wake up early. We've been going down and watching Disney and National Geographic, and I've just been trying to make smarter choices for our children rather than being like, here's the TV, mummy's brain's not working. Like being like, at least if I'm giving you television,
Educate them.
it'll be educational and animals and
I did that. I watched The Bug's Life on National Geographic. It's kind of
Cute.
creepy. Anyway.
But I did one and it's got David Attenborough. He is 99 years old.
Yeah.
That man looks so frail and so old. And I was like, how? You're like, anyway. So that was my like, oh my gosh. And then
Sorry,
I
was
felt
getting distracted because I just pulled a grey hair out of my arm. Anyway,
great timing.
I pulled a doozy out of my hair yesterday.
Yeah, I can see them.
Go away. There's a doozy, like a big thick one hanging out. I was like, you are going away.
Well, we're going to play a game called Guess How Old the Celebrity.
Are they actually celebrities?
I promise, yes. So Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the block.
Jen Lopez. She'd be close to, she'd be 50s.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the problem with this is that you are going to be logical and guess high because you know this is a guessing game.
Oh, no.
In my
Like, she
head,
would be
she's
50s.
still in her 30s, but yes,
No.
she is 55.
Yeah. Yep.
So Paul Rudd, in my head.
Oh, Ant-Man, 50?
Yeah. Yeah, he's 55. In my head, he's still Josh from Clueless. Like, just like you can't be that
He's a great
old.
dude. Paul Rudd's a great dude, apparently.
Keanu Reeves,
Oh, he's old. Yeah, he's like 60?
he's 60.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a 60th birthday and everyone was like, no freaking way.
Halle Berry,
She's 60?
Catwoman, almost. She's 58.
Oh, yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
She's 60?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's Miss Congeniality. How
Yeah.
I just my brain, I'm like, I'm not grown up enough for this.
And she's aged well too, actually.
Very well, that's part of the disbelief is like I don't feel like I've been growing up because the celebrities don't look like they've been growing up.
Because we've been aging with them, so the natural.
Speaking of Miss Congeniality, William Shatner.
He's in his 90s.
He's
like
94.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, Oprah.
Oh, 70?
Yes, exactly. Oh, you're annoying. Stop guessing right. This blew my brain. Like,
Yeah, continue.
Dr. Phil.
He'd be 75.
Yeah, turned 75 this year. Dr. Phil is 75.
Do I get points for this?
No.
I'm actually doing really well.
I know, because your logical brain, this is really annoying me. Because when I was discovering this, I was like, no, I'm not old enough. Like, my kids are going to see these people as old people, which to us, they're not. Like, okay.
Well, they were just grown-ups for us.
Like
we
Mel
were kids.
Gibson,
He'd be 70.
69.
Yeah.
Or Ellen DeGeneres.
She's not a celebrity anymore. She's trash.
She's a cancelled celebrity.
She's trash.
She's still Dory.
She's still trash.
She's still Dory.
Still trash. No one cares how old she is.
She's 67.
Yeah.
Like, Denzel Washington, remember the Titans? He's still in my
He was
head.
old
He's
in
still
that,
coach. He's still
He
like,
was still old in that, though.
yeah, he's 70 now.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
But
what
he's
started to
he's
age
still
me.
kicking ass in like
Oh yeah.
whatever the movies are where he kills people. Can't remember.
This is the one that killed me.
Okay.
Alison Hannigan.
Who's
Lily from How I Met Your Mother.
Redhead?
Yes.
50?
51.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory.
Don't tell me. He'd be nearly 60.
No, he's 51. You went too
Oh,
much.
he went 4. Okay, no, I went
Yeah.
too far. I thought he turned 40 and I was like, oh my God, he's so old. In my head now, that's 50.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Should be
Yeah, so you're too logical. Stop.
50?
Stop. You're not fun when
60?
you're like this. 52.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
He'd be close to 60.
He's 61.
Yeah.
He was like when I was a young adult. Like
He's
I was
also
Fight
aged
Club.
quite well.
I was like Fight Club and he's so hot. Now I'm like, he's an old man.
Yeah, 60. To see 30 years, now he's like double your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Lindsay Lohan.
40.
Yeah, she's 38. She's almost 40. But in my head, I'm like, no, we're still in our early 20s. Like,
She's like teen. What was the last thing she was in?
I don't know. Barbara Eden, I Dream of Jeannie. She's
like OG? Yeah, she's 90.
she's 92.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood is 95. Like all of these actors aren't going to, like when our kids grow up and get
Oh,
older,
they're going to be around.
they're not going to be. My brain is just like, did this happen to our parents? This must have happened. Actually, I remember the moment. I remember my mum telling me how much she loved Colin Firth. And I remember looking at her and being like, Mum, he's an old man. Now I understand.
Now he's a proper old man.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining along for my existential crisis. I know that wasn't super parent-like, but
It's a bit strange, but
I just
just wanted points.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I cared about. I want points.
10 out of 10.
That was good. I was like within 2 or 3 on most
I
of them,
know.
except for
that was not fun. You lose points for not being fun.
Except for old mate Parsons, like Sheldon, I overshot that.
Anyway, if you need any more motivation to send in your confessionals, there you go. Otherwise, you might end up with me having another rabbit hole experience on the podcast and bring you some
all
more
for it.
fun, weird facts.
As long as there's points, I'm all for it.
Anyway, if you are listening on YouTube, it really makes our day, really helps us if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Come back next week. We are getting more and more stories in. The gender reveal stories are going to be hectic. And we've got other questions and things out there. So make sure you're following us on socials. You get some behind the scenes as well, usually. And come back next week.